Let's learn to play Autumn Leaves in the 7th position. This is the 7th position. Okay, the 7th, your first finger's on the 7th fret, 2nd on the 8th, 3rd on the 9th, 4th on the 10th. You have a little scale in there. You've got all these chords that I put up there. Don't worry about those chords for now. We'll get into those later. Right now, I want you to learn the straight melody in position. Sometimes you'll have to go to the 6th position for a note, and sometimes you'll have to go to the 11th position for a note. But most of the time in this position, you'll get most of your notes right out of here. Okay? So what I want you to do is listen to those tracks I put up and play along with them. Learn the straight melody. Play the straight melody. Don't get fancy at first. Play the straight melody till it becomes part of you. Just simple. Right there I went out of position, okay? And that's what you have to do. Most of your notes will be in there. So learn this straight melody really, really good before we move on. Okay, these diagrams that I put up, these chords, we use these chords to improvise over Autumn Leaves, okay? You have an A minor 7. Just make little notes, little chromatic runs. Throw them in there, okay? Now your next chord is a D9 with the root omitted. If I add the root right here with my thumb, you hear it's a D9. Fiddle around and try to make little runs that sound like this in your head. Use your imagination. Okay. Now, next chord is like a D7 flat 9 we had on the rhythm chords, but instead let's use a diminished chord. It sounds almost the same. Listen. Make little runs out of that. Whoops. Okay, so we use the diminished chords. Now the diminished chords, I didn't put a name on them because any note that's in that chord, it can be named that. It can be A diminished here, C diminished, anything, whatever note. You could call it that. So that's the diminished chord. And from there, we want to go to a G major 7. Play around with that in the Autumn Leaves. Do that. And then you go to a C major 7 you have here. Okay. And that sounds almost the same as a A minor 9. And so you can use that for a A minor 7 run. So just throw those in there, that C major. Now your other C major is here. Use a G major 7. Remember, well, now it's a C major 7 here. You can do it up there. Okay, now the D9 we had here. Look, it's also an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Make little runs and then go to a B7, E minor, or put your pinky here, make it an E minor if you want to, okay? Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to make a real simple little chord solo for you and use these chords in the chord solo, and I think you'll be able to play along by ear, by just listening. I want you to learn to play by ear. So I'll make a little chord solo here for you, see if you can have some fun with that, because it'll be a kind of a skeleton. You'll probably be playing this song for the rest of your life. It's a tune that's so popular, everybody likes it, so you can really get into it and learn to play it all over the fingerboard later. But this will give you a good start. Okay, that was a little sloppy at the end, but you get the idea. Now this is in the key of G, and we're playing the 7th position. But if you want to play in the key of F, go to the 5th position. There's an F note and an F chord. If you want to play an E flat, go to the 3rd position. Okay, and you can move it around if you want. Autumn Leaves is played in B flat a lot, so you would play up here in the 10th positions. You can try it in there, okay? And there are other positions. If you want to play the key of G, you can play down here in the 2nd position too. 2nd fret. And if you want to, and here's another position, key of, in key of G, is a 12th position. That's a G chord, G major 7. But I would learn a lot after you learn Autumn Leaves here, good. In this, learn other songs in this position right here. This position right here is home for me. You can play almost anything there. I really like it the best. But you know, a lot of people start out and they're starting out on scales and modes and things, but before they really know what they're doing, you know. And I really feel that if you try to play the melody and if you learn the rhythm and you learn these chords like this and here, like right here, what you're playing. This isn't really great way of improvising what I'm doing here, but at least you know what you're doing, you know, and you know, you got to walk before you can run. So this is a good starting place. This is the way I started playing anyway. That's up to you how you want to learn to play.